Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, the Most High put something in my head about all these events that are happening. And if you look at the calendar, how the brother made the video that I shared, you guys can always go back into the community section. It's still there. Talking about the calendar, talking about the 50 days for Pentecost. You got the night that Mr. Floyd was killed was right here this evening, which would have pretty much, right here, Monday evening, which would have gotten right in here to the 26th, when many of the people started to see the film of the brutal murder, okay, of Mr. Floyd. And then 27th, when you start seeing all these protests starting. And you can see there's a difference now in these protests. It's not like before, okay? Our brothers and sisters have been getting mowed down and killed for hundreds and hundreds of years. But you want to see what the Most High did in order to lead up to the difference in, this Pentecost right here of the 27th going forward, and how you see so many changes now. Like the Spirit was just released on all these people here. All of a sudden, remember, we've been getting killed left and right. You'd have a couple of protests, and it's always the same thing. They got their the wicked always have their same playbook. Well, let's all go back home and let's all sit down and we can start having a conversation. Listen to the news pundits. They say the same thing all the time. Well, we need to have a conversation, but we can't have a conversation until things calm down. We can't have a conversation until, we get law and order. They always, law and order means you shut up, niggas, and go back to your houses. That's what law and order is for these people. Don't say anything. We're going to tell you. We're going to dictate. That's what law and order is. Don't say anything to us. We're going to dictate. We're going to say everything. We're going to make sure you're going to pretty much agree to everything that we tell you. Now, what's happened is this. The Most High, since March 13th or so, when he started shutting everything down, has shut down and destroyed their economy. He's, 40 plus million people have lost their jobs. So you got 40 plus million people, wage earners, as well as wives, children, people, getting sick. But you got all these people now who have nothing to go home to. So there's a lot of pent up rage and pent up aggression right now. Now, you start going 50 days out, to where we're at right now. All of a sudden, people don't want to be in their house. People don't want to be stuck at home. People are pissed off because they can't feed their families. They can't pay their rent. They can't buy food. They're frustrated. And then you get a president who comes out here and says all these things like, once you start the looting, we're going to start the shooting. We got these vicious dogs and ominous weapons for you. We're going to put fresh troops outside, and they're itching to get at you. So this is a perfect storm that the Most High has created. Now, it's pretty funny, but people keep saying it. Well, this is all, staged. It's all, made up. None of it's real. It's staged. Well, yes, it's staged by the Most High. You know what that's called? It's called prophecy. When the Most High tells you what's going to happen and then it happens, you say it's staged because you don't understand that this is prophecy. This is how the Most High is going to put everything back in order. How he's going to restore his people to the head. And he's going to take the ones that are head now, the wicked, and put them at the tail. Many people are now realizing that, they've been screwed over too. So this is really important. You just look at these dates again. You got the 25th, in the evening was when Mr. Floyd was killed. 26 is the disseminating of the video. It starts going all over the place. You got you probably started having some protests going on, but then it's just ramped up day by day by day, all the way till you get to today. And the more aggressive, see, they keep saying that it's the protesters that are being violent, but they've been doing this the whole time. They come out, they show up with their guns, Esau and his blessing, and then they just tear gas the people. I've been looking at on social media, just seeing people getting hit in the face with rubber bullets, people getting ran over, people faking stories. Now we're seeing how the wicked have come out, and they're the ones a lot of times, many times, that are going out and bashing windows, starting fires, things like that. But then you hear the president. They are for sure. It's left-wing extremists that are doing all of this. Like I said, these things used to work. These are the tactics they've always used. But now the Most High has opened up the eyes of many, and now He's exposing them. He's lifting up their skirt, and you can easily see that these people do nothing but lie. You can see the ones that they keep trotting out there that look like us that say the same thing. You just listen for those code words. We want to start the conversation. If you guys want to start the conversation, we want to go, like the mayor from Atlanta talked about voting. We've been voting since the 60s, and nothing's changed. Everything's is the same. Our people get killed, and no one pays for it. And that's the conversation you guys want to have all the time. Status quo. You being on top, us at the bottom. And the thing is that I've seen some really good interviews. They talk about the systematic racism of housing, of lack of opportunities for jobs, healthcare, all these things that no one cared about before for our people, but all of a sudden now people want to come together and be supportive. Which, if that's what the Most High puts on them at this point, everybody has their role to play in this movie. The wicked have theirs. The people in the middle have theirs. Us Hebrews, we have ours to teach the truth and to be the light to the world. The whole world is looking for light. Many of the people are looking for light. They're realizing now their churches can't give them. You get these pastors coming out here still talking about the same old. We got to sit here and come hold hands, work together. We know it's always us at the bottom having to. Always us having to love our enemies. I said, I'm not loving my enemies, and Most High doesn't love His enemies either. So you can keep that white Jesus, love your enemies, let's all hold hands, and we're going to get through this together. BS. I said, you guys have had your hundreds of years of doing that, and you've shown us what it is, what was going to happen if we have a conversation. See, I'm gonna let you have that conversation with my Father, who's going to be here real soon. You can have that conversation with Him and see if He wants to negotiate with you. So we don't have to do anything but sit here and wait, because the Most High is working. It's like a time clock. We went through our 50 days of Pentecost, and now, we had COVID. We still have COVID. People want to say, oh, that's fake too. Everything's fake to some people who don't want to look. It's called prophecy. It's not fake. It's not scripted. It's scripted by the Most High. It's prophecy. The vast majority of the world has no idea what's going on. They just know that they're pissed off and they're upset, and that the America that they have experienced and enjoyed is over. So it's no coincidence you sit here and look at this, at this calendar here, and you look at the dates and it's like how it all fits. How these events have all started around that time, around the time of our Pentecost. And you can see there's no going back. Now you're seeing people looting and doing everything else. People are frustrated. People are frustrated from what they're seeing from their society. Their society has sold them a bill of goods. Their society has let them down. And now they're seeing, like I said, as every passing day goes by, things are not getting better. They're getting worse and worse. And that's all by the hand of the Most High. Here we go. This is what happens when every time they kill us and then they say everything calms down, then we're going to have then we can start the conversation. What's the conversation going to be? How we're going to continue to kill you, and we're not going to hold any of our people guilty, and they're going to be held not guilty, right? Look at all these people right here. These are just the ones that, we know there's plenty of other ones that there's been no justice for. And then the thing is that we're not going to get justice from your system, but don't think you got away with anything, because the Most High is coming for recompense. He's coming to give justice to all the ones that have not received justice. All right, here. Mike Vick served more time in jail for killing a dog than the last 493 cops combined did for killing unarmed black men. But hey, let's stop everything, go back to your homes, and let's have a conversation. And, it's like, how do you guys think you wicked are going to be, we have to go to you to negotiate, to figure out how, we're going to go forward. You've had your time you were the 70 shepherds, you and your associates. Most High gave you your time, and look at what you've done. The proof is already in front of our eyes. We can see everything that's going on right now. We don't need to talk to you. We don't need to have a conversation, because all you're going to do is do the same thing. You'll have people who work with the DA, investigate the cops and their friends, and it always get off. Just like it happened in Minnesota. Just like it happens all over the country. And the Most High is now exposing you. Like I said, this is what happens when you guys run everything. You kill us and you get away with it. That's what policing is all about. Keeping your system going. Keeping your white supremacist system going. Has nothing to do with fairness for the people. And now many people are seeing that, because the Most High has put that spirit on them to see that. So like I said before, they still had their jobs. They still had their distractions. They could still go to the bar. They could still go to the games. They had their weekend activities. So people were like, yeah, they killed another nigga. Who cares? Whatever. I'm going to go to the bar. I want to go watch this football game. I'm going to go watch this basketball game. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not right, but it's okay. I got other stuff to do. I got other stuff to worry about. See, that's what the Most High, beautiful. He took all those distractions away. Took all those dainties away. He's now riled up the spirits of the people. Then they're stuck in the house. They don't want to be in the house anyways. So as soon as this happens, Most High puts on the spirit to now go out and protest. And now all of a sudden people are talking about how bad so-called blacks and African Americans, that's the next thing they need to learn, is that we aren't blacks and African Americans, but we are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. We're the Most High's chosen people. And that will take this destruction to another level, when they realize that they've been killing and destroying the jewels of the Most High. So now you're going to talk about some of the black people and African Americans. I get that, but the Most High is about to let you see that the people that you've been destroying and the people that you guys have been going along with it have been the Most High's chosen people, and there's going to be a recompense for that. I mean, this is ridiculous. Mike Vick goes to jail for killing a dog, but the last 4anything cops combined haven't had as much time as Mike Vick served. That's why, I said, who does this fit? If this doesn't fit our people, then who does it fit? Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. They've been killing us and hold themselves not guilty. They built up this country off of our backs, and now they talk about how they're rich. And our own shepherds, our own pastors have been lying to us. The shepherds that this society has put over us it's always turn the other cheek. Love your neighbor. Let them keep exploiting you. That's all that our shepherds, that these pastors and priests have been teaching our people. Right here. Memorial Day weekend 2020. A tale of two colors. You guys got your chance to get out, run the streets in the middle of a pandemic, even though you want to act like there's not a pandemic going on. Spreading everything. And then Mr. Floyd here gets a knee to the neck and gets murdered in front of everyone. And they said the Most High controls the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So he's also controlling what's going on with both sides. He's allowing you guys to have your last hoorah, right? And then he's going over here and he's starting up, everything going on before Pentecost to get everybody riled up in the nation. You just look at his face, looks like a demon enjoying himself. And Floyd right there, being killed in front of everyone, a modern day lynching. And I saw a quote from Ice Cube today talking about how, they'd much rather arrest thousands of citizens than arrest 3 of their own. That should let you know how this all goes down. They could care less about the citizens. They care less about the people. And if you do a little research, we go back to the Bacon Rebellion, same kind of thing happened, where low class whites and blacks all got together and were attacking the rich class, the upper class. And this is what scared the elites. That's why they ended up raising up low class whites a little bit higher. But I did a video on that a while ago. But that all goes back to that. But now, even the middle class has been destroyed. Now everybody's low class, bottom class, poverty stricken. Now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you can't do that to my brother. Hey, we all need to come together. Yeah, well, see, now because the Most High, it wasn't the government that's done this. The Most High is the one that's destroyed everything. He's the one that brought that COVID. He's the one that destroyed the economy. So now all of a sudden, people are like, hey, this isn't right. This is wrong. Well, before, when you had all the distractions, you weren't worried about that. But now if they can do that to us, they can easily do that to you. When they were doing it to us, it was okay. But now when you realize they can do that stuff to you too, and you see it on TV, you see it on social media, they're doing it to white people too. They beating them too. Running them over with cars. They're doing that to Latinos, whites, Asian, anybody. Anybody that's not on their team, they're not down with. But like I said, it's fulfilling prophecy, fulfilling many of the prophecies that have been hidden from the people. That's what's going on right now. I said it's just on another level. What do you expect these people to go home to? If you want them all just to go home, many of them don't have jobs, don't have food, right? Don't have a life, don't have the dainties, can't feed their kids. It's a perfect storm that the Most High has created. See, when you don't have any faith and you don't understand anything, you'll say the elites are doing it. It's the elites that are doing all this stuff. No, it's not the elites. It's the Most High. Take a look at 2 Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you got people standing up on both sides, on the wicked and on the Most High side. He's making everybody go against each other. But all of it is ultimately for the betterment of his children. Okay? 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People aren't listening to the president. They're not listening to the governors. They're not listening to the mayors. They're not listening to their city council, because they've realized that all these people are just puppets for the wicked. And so when you sit there and hear them, hey, you guys are protesting, and you can't, there's no such thing as we don't want to hear anything about violent protests, when this whole nation was set up on a violent protest. The Boston Tea Party. When they wanted to take this land, right, from England, they were doing all these violent protests. And who's to say who started what? Just like you see now, many of the times, we don't know who's over here burning these buildings and breaking these glasses and attacking the cops, the cars and everything else. We don't realize that sometimes it could be them, doing this stuff to incite. It's pretty much blame it on us, just like they did in Black Wall Street. saying it's all these, low class black people and this and that, and these thugs, and that's what they were quick to just throw out there. Even like Trump was quick to call us thugs and our people that are out here thugs and everything else, and saying it's one group of people that's starting everything, when there's no way they have any idea that it's all one group of people. So like I said, it's just fulfillment of prophecy. We got, here we go. We got people all out in the streets. The Spirit's been put on them to get out there and do what they're doing. People are tired. People know that if they just go back into their houses and wait for a conversation, that's a conversation that's never going to come. They've had their opportunity to do the right thing by us. But then that also goes all the way back to what? It goes all the way back to the 70 shepherds. They were told they can only kill these ones, and they've gone crazy killing way more than they were supposed to. Just like they did on that Monday night. Just like that cop did to Mr. Floyd right there. That's 70 shepherds to the T. He supposedly passed a bad check or a bad $20 bill, and instead of just following their laws and taking him to jail, they killed him. And then they're going to make up any excuse to get their people off. That's what having a conversation means. Our people get to kill you, and they get to get off. That's the conversation, because that's exactly what's been happening. So now I got standoffs. I thought we didn't have any money. I thought all the cities were broke, but they got money to pay for, overtime for all these people indefinitely. And you got people on the right here who are just upset about everything. It's not just about Mr. Floyd and the last death. It's been all these deaths, but it's also about the fact that their dreams, the dreams of the rest of the world, or the rest of these people here in this country, are gone. But they had dreams of retirement, that's gone. They had dreams of going on vacations, that's gone. They had dreams of their kids going and playing travel ball or playing ball for their high schools or junior highs, that's gone. They had dreams of basketball season, gone. Football season, gone. Baseball season, gone. Going out to dinner, gone. Hanging out with friends, gone. So they feel as if they've lost everything as well. They have nothing to lose. Now you got a whole country of people that feel like we have. That's how it's been for Most High's chosen people. No future. Everything against us. That's how we feel. And that's all the Most High. I don't know if you saw this one. This was pretty interesting. But yeah, standoffs everywhere. So now when you start looking at what's going on, and then you go back and take a look. I'll go back to that video that I have in the community section. Check that one out. Right here. What we're dealing with right now. We're right there. And all this stuff started happening right around Pentecost. Right around that time. So like I said, that's why we need to make sure we're, just can't take a look at what's going on and thinking that, okay, get caught up with just the news of what's going on. But we need to look around what's around that, what's surrounding that. We got, was it Naima? I shared her video also, talking about the end of one government and the rise of another. That's a great video too. Check that one out. We got a lot of things that are playing out in the skies, and that's what's going on as well. And the other brother, Yeshua, the Unifier, you can check out his. Those are all in the community section. Starts putting these dates together and these times together, because it's no coincidence. Most High puts it up in the sky. He ordains everything in the spirit world. The whole story is up in the heavens, and then it plays out down here. We knew we were coming close to our Pentecost here on the 50th day, on the 27th, which would have started the night of the 26th. Let's see, Mr. Flow was killed on the night of the 25th. Video goes out night of 26th. Protests are just jumping off and growing like crazy. So like I said, the Most High is showing you who he's working with. He's showing you the people that have been raised up to teach here in the last days. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.